Hey everybody. We're 2 weeks post-op today and we had a follow-up with plastics today. I've had a lot of people reaching out and just being amazingly supportive. This 2 weeks has kind of been a blur, a little bit from medicine in the beginning and then just the amount of care people have poured out. Um, it's just been really stunning and lovely and so kind. But I've had people just wanted to check in and have an update, so I'm just putting one together. Um, the best news is we just heard back from pathology, and we had the first mass we knew about, and the second one we didn't know. We didn't poke it. We didn't want to make it angry because the first mass tended to flare. And when we had to do the biopsy, and we just didn't want to risk it since we knew we were removing all the tissue, and the lymph nodes and everything came back clear. So we look to be in great order where I won't need further surgeries based on cancer removal and won't need radiation or chemo since all of the tissue was removed. I'll still have a surgery path for the reconstruction, but I got deemed cancer free today. So that is really great news. I didn't realize how much I was stressing it. Um, so that was given to us, and then the people kind of ask a lot about this process because they're like, "Well, you look good," and from what I understand, I'm very far in front of the curve of healing, and I'm just really blessed in that way, and have had a tremendous path in my healing. I feel good. I have good range in my arms. My right arm hurts the most, and that's probably just because that's where the nodes came out. And then during surgery they discovered that part of my pec muscle grew into my armpit area, and so I'm a freakish little pec muscle. Who knew? And the doctor had to surgeon had to scoot it to the side to get the nodes, so I feel like that's probably why it's so tender. But I have my spacers in, and how that process works is um, basically there's new skin and old skin, and they're all layered together, building up layers of strength and healing and growing together, because these are over the muscle spacers. So you probably heard nightmare stories from other women about under the muscle and the spacing, and when they're stretched. So they do a different process now, and I start next Friday starting to get the spacers filled little by little, and I'll go for the following 4 Fridays at least, and then we'll see where they're at. And once we get to where we're supposed to be, then they stay for quite a while. They hang out for like a month or so, like that, to let the body adjust, and then there's a surgery to swap out the spacer and put in the saline implant. And then really they normally have you wait a little bit longer, because normally one side does something like troops nope or something, and there normally is a surgery that's needed to kind of touch things up. We're talking about just skin holding this and not tissue, and it's weight, and so the surgeons like to do prepare for a touch-up visit, which makes sense. And then when you are done with surgery, 6 months out after that, that's when they first suggest allowing the opportunity if you wanted to do tattooing for the nipples. I had mine removed just because of the cancer risk, and so. But obviously, they're like, don't rush that. You don't want to tattoo nipples on and then something happens and one side sags. And I'm like, so that's how the road looks in the recovery as far as the reconstruction end of things. Um, so there'll still be visits and things like that, and then there's still medical oncology visits because I do an endocrine therapy to do hormone blocking, because that's what fed my cancer. And there's other things that go on yet in the care for the body so that cancer can't come back. Breast cancer, even though I don't have that tissue, my body has a history of it. And so when breast cancer comes back, it likes to come to the brain or bones or liver and things like that. So there's still some things we do to make sure we're staying diligent and on top of it, and we go to our doctor's appointments. I wouldn't go for a mammogram anymore because I don't have tissue and it's different. They do MRIs every 2 to 3 years to look at the implant and make sure it's fine, and they'll look for cancer at that time. There's other things that we do with blood tests and stuff. So I still strongly advocate for getting uncomfortable and figuring it out, and being your best advocate, because sometimes people will tell you no and they are wrong, and you know your body. So I just want to thank everybody, and I'll continue to update you as we go through the reconstruction process, because it's been very interesting and full of just, wow, that's new. Who knew? But I just want to thank everybody. They've been amazing. I'm slowly working on my return back to work. My energy level is not where it was, and I get tired, and I still need a lot of rest, but we're doing so much better. So thank you for taking this journey with me, and reaching out, and I hope this brings support to other people that are taking on these battles or considering getting uncomfortable and making appointments. But I love you all.